You know, for me, the thing that I notice is it's the contrast. You think you're good, you think you've got momentum, and then boom, you lose it. You're like, what happened? I was so good, I was flying. You know, me personally, man, when I'm doing this spiritual work especially, sometimes I have a really good meditation and I genuinely feel, wow, today I'm quite enlightened. I'm very high consciousness. Like, I see that in myself, right? And then other days I'm like, oh God, I've lost everything. That's how it feels. It feels like I've lost myself, right? But the thing is, in reality, you haven't actually lost everything. It just feels that way temporarily because of a lowered state. And now your perspective is like this, narrow. So you can't get in touch with all the brilliant, magical, spiritual things that are present in life. And not just spiritual stuff, man. Also, stuff that you care about, stuff that makes you feel good, stuff that makes you feel alive, right? Radical aliveness. And what I do sometimes, man, is I go over some notes, some very high quality notes. These notes are, by the way, they're insights. They're not just notes. They're not just ideas. They're insights. So they're mini realizations. And I go over these. And by the way, these insights, they were created during high vibe times, during moments where I was really out of my own way, very much immersed in life, present, you know, confident. And when I was going over these notes, man, you know, I saw insights, like really, really high level insights, and just basically the truth, right? Because when you've got it and you write something down, you're just channeling the truth. You're channeling what works, right? And I could see myself actually being kind of pissed off that I didn't have access to the things that I was reading. But I saw this one thing and it just struck a chord with me. When I read it, it just connected. It was like the jigsaw piece that I was missing that, boom, it just perfectly slotted into place for when I read it. It just landed for me. And that was, you just need to be disciplined consistently. Because as soon as I read that, intuitively I was like, oh, okay, there's a key ingredient here. There's something that's just so well established for me to be here. What is that thing? It's this regular and consistent discipline. And this is really profound for me, man, because what it feels like for me is it's like I'm revisiting self-discipline, but from a higher place. Like I've done some work on myself and now I'm coming back to something that seems like a basic. But now when I think about it and when I contemplate it and when I do it and practice it, when I'm being about it, I'm like, oh my God. It's not just a thing that you want to have. It's an essential thing. It's a building block for the good life, right? Because I don't know about you, man, but I want to live an extraordinary life. That's what I care about. Because I see myself, man, I've noticed I can live a shit life. I can live a mediocre life. I can live an okay life. I can live a good life. I can live a very good life. But I can also live an extraordinary life. And I really care about that life because it's so fulfilling. I mean, you know, if you've tasted that, maybe you do sometimes, and you get those glimpses of, or it's not even a glimpse, you get experiences, direct experiences of, wow, oh my God, I didn't know life could be this good. It's one of the best things I've found. Because, you know, if you want me to tell you like the best stuff I've found in reality, I can do that. Some of those things have been, you know, the deepest spiritual awakenings, the enlightenment stuff. I'm really into that, man. I love it. But what feels super, super level with that is living an extraordinary life. And again, if it's not clear, man, I've just really become aware, wow, it's being disciplined consistently that is the real key ingredient to making this even a possibility. And I really want you to understand, I don't mean self-discipline and being disciplined in the way that most people talk about. I do, obviously, to some degree, but I'm talking about using it in a higher kind of way. It's really subtle and hard for me to describe, man, but if you know, you know. It's like, it's where it becomes kind of spiritual. It's way more profound than you think. When you shift your paradigm, when you raise your consciousness, because stuff that looked a certain way looks different now. It's honestly just amazing, dude. And I wanted to share it with you because I'm like, I want to commit to sharing the best stuff with you. You know, that's something that I appreciate in other people when people go out of their way to say, by the way, man, this stuff, That's the best stuff. And maybe you already kind of have this, and which is one reason you might vibe with this channel, because we don't just shoot for mediocre stuff. No, we shoot for really, really extraordinary stuff, profound stuff. That's what I'm interested in, man. Maybe you feel that too. And of course, there's nothing in the universe that says you have to do this, because, you know, existentially, there are no shoulds or should nots. Not really. But from this perspective, I would say, yeah, like, I guess it is a need. You do need to do it to create the extraordinary life, which is what we're going after. Actually, one more thing on that. I notice there's a subtle trap in saying that we're going after it, because if you frame it like that, you're always going after it and you never arrive. Obviously, you can, but you've just got to be really mindful that that is how you're framing reality, that you will never really arrive, and you've got to enjoy the process. You've got to. Cool, we're going to wrap things up there. If you want any support, help, or guidance from me personally, I do offer coaching and mentoring. If that interests you, man, check out the link in the description. Otherwise, my friend, we shall call it there. Lots of love. Take care, my friend. And as always, peace.